Okay, what's up, people? This is your boy Leveled Head. We are back with another live Level Gamers podcast. Apologize about last week. We had stuff set up, but we couldn't go. But we here, me and my boy K-Bun, but I'm finna drop back into the background, get some more stuff set up. So give us about a minute or two and we become live and direct. Anyway, so listen to the tunes, get your popcorn, your drinks, whatever you need to be stationary. Unless you got some earphones, you can walk around. We'll be right back after this music drop. Let's go.
What's up?
K-Bun 20 is on here. What's up, K-Bun?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm good. Back. I know it's been a little minute, but we here now. So let's get into this. I'm excited.
But this is all that matters.
But we got Smash Bros.
We got that Smash Bros though. But anyway, so welcome to the show. Yeah, we took a hiatus last week. It wasn't intentional. Things came up that made it impossible for us to jump on, so we just went on and had to postpone. So we apologize for anyone that was waiting for us to jump on and nothing ever went live. That was my fault. I should have canceled it, but I couldn't because we thought we was going live until literally maybe 30 minutes before, 40 minutes before we realized that we wasn't going to make it. So anyway, thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. We don't have a whole lot planned to discuss, but we have something that we plan to discuss. We're going to talk about this whole situation with Sony and their version of Game Pass. We kind of tabled that discussion from the last time we was on. We're going to look at these sales numbers from the Xbox Series and X and S seem to be outpacing the 360s. That is really, really good. We're going to talk about WWE 2K22, man. I really want to get into that and talk about that game because I've really been enjoying it. So I think it's deserving of more than just what you've been gaming on. But anyway, are you ready to get into this thing, bro?
Yeah, man, let's get this popping.
All right, let's get this thing going. So anyway, let's go. It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topic plus. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Check our night all the way in Germany. Level G, you know who that boy is. But it's say, live level, live level. We on that MIC. Live level, live level. Okay. We just talking them games. Live level, live level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live level, live level. Yeah. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know. When y'all hear that music, you only know it could be only one podcast that's bringing it this live and this leveled headed. And that's the Live and Level Gamers podcast. There's no one like us in these YouTube streets. I don't care where you go. There's no one like the crew -2. What's up, bruh? What's up?
When you trying to rhyme on that, I like that.
Yeah, there ain't nobody like the crew -2. This is, hey, this straight talk tonight. But anyway, we are back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. Mr. Norris couldn't be on hand for tonight, so we salute him in his absence. But me and K-Bum gonna hold it down. What's been good your way, bro?
Man, no, man, I've been doing good, man. I've been staying busy. It's so much going on with my job, so much going on just with life. I've been putting in some overtime a lot lately, but hopefully I'll be able to get some time and be able to chill. I'm trying to set up some time for the beach in about a month or so because this job is trying to putting your boy through his paces, man. But other than that, doing good, man. Enjoying life and enjoying video games.
Okay, you've been catching this season for the finals and the playoffs.
Yeah. I got a chance to sit down and watch not some full games, but just some pieces of some games, especially some of the end and some highlights. So some important parts like watching KD get shut down by Boston, watching JT hit the game winner.
Oh, that watching, was dope. I saw the highlight of that one.
Yeah, man, that was fresh, man. Seeing Philly. You say what?
That was you weren't talking about Embiid, but Embiid did that too.
Man, that is shot by him. I was going there next. That's actually where I was going, was seeing that 3-pointer that Embiid hit for the game winner. Man, that's crazy to see your 7-foot center hitting game winning 3-pointers like that.
Over two people, boy, in the clutch. Now, Jason Tatum, that was just a debacle with the defense. I don't know what Brooklyn was doing, but KD ain't been looking like himself at all this series. So
the boy got the Ramadan, so he been fasting. So
them boys letting them play. They letting them play.
Yeah.
So what you think about the Suns with Booker and his situation with the hamstring?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be difficult. Anytime you're missing your number one guy, man, it's gonna be just a little bit harder because everyone got to step up and have a bigger role and kind of fill that spot. With him being out and also Luka, his injury.
When I thought he's supposed to be back one of these games.
I'm not sure, man. I just know they need to make sure that they be careful with him because KD had a calf injury too, and they brought him back too soon. He tore that Achilles. So I just hope they, so they're mindful of him and that that the doctors are making sure that he's good instead of kind of like what they did KD and just rushed him out there. So because he's the future of the league. I don't care what nobody say to me. I don't care what color that boy's skin is. That boy is the future of the league.
He Mr. Bird too. That's the new Bird.
Man, I watched them in Boston. I went to the Boston game and watched them, man. And I just it's crazy because I be real. The kid is slow. I mean, he is not quick footed, but dude,
man, he got that girth and he got that Euro step and that
bruh, no one can check him. Dog, they put everybody on him. No one could check this kid, and he knows how to create space. I give him his props, man. He's a baller, man. I love the way he plays.
Right? You know who his favorite player was, right? You know
was it LeBron? Was it LeBron?
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about LeBron. They ain't
was
in the playoffs.
Was it LeBron?
That's just no. But anyway,
was it the man who's not in the playoffs?
Yeah, he made it. We I'm just, you know what, K-Bun? Real talk, bro. Real talk. No joke. I'm just happy. And this is legit. I'm just happy this miserable season for us is over. It was just a sore to watch. It was embarrassing pretty much night after night. Was it just an absolute embarrassment for 2.5, 3 hours? Just totally, my heart and soul and pride just gutted. Half the time I just sitting there just scratching my head like, what am I watching? And other times, what am I listening to? Because I couldn't watch it, so I was listening to it on YouTube through commentation. And just they discuss was like, hey, I feel y'all feeling the same way. We lost, it's over. They blew it. 20-point lead, just blown. But anyway, I got a question for you. Also, real quick, Caruso, watching the Bulls win the other night and seeing Caruso take that charge from what's his name? From the Bucks. Giannis.
Was that Giannis?
Man,
yeah.
It just made me like, why did y'all let this brother go? Like, we had Caruso. That brother,
they thought they could replace him.
But who you going for? Who you kind of put?
I'm going for JT just because okay. Boston, because that's hometown. So hometown player. So I gotta give.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I gotta give props. And his grandmother is the secretary of my church, so I kind of have to go for JT.
Okay.
But I would love. I'm happy for the Warriors. Right, I'm happy for the Warriors. I'm happy for Jordan Poole. I'm happy to see Clay back. I'm happy to see them gelling back together and becoming the force they were beforehand. So I would love to see a Boston Golden State finals. To be honest with you, I still like Curry. He's a very likable guy. I love the way he plays the game. He plays with his heart, and I would love to see JT and JT and Golden State play each other.
I like Curry off court. When he on court and he showboating, I get mad at Curry. It just makes me. I go back to the past when he was shimmying in my boy face that first time around. I get a little sensitive. But no, I have grown to really respect Curry in his game over the years. So yeah, it is good to see them back. See Clay with that look on his face, like, yeah, we here. I ain't never gonna be a big fan of Draymond Green, so that's never gonna work. But Clay and Steph, I'm with all day. Draymond just get on my nerves. Just looking at Draymond, I'm good.
It's good.
But anyway, so let's get into this. What you been gaming on? We kind of burnt some time. So let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on. Gaming on. Gaming on. All right, K-Bun, it's just me and you, so you got a little cushion to go through this plethora of games you've been gaming on. So what you been gaming on, bro?
Oh, cool. So what I've been gaming on, still trying to finish the Cyberpunk. I know I'm very close to the end. I know there's a mission that says, if you start the mission, you can't You can't do any of the other missions in the world until that mission is completed. So I feel like that's getting close to the ending part, or there's a major twist there that's going to affect the entire cyberpunk world. So I'm kind of trying to knock out some story missions before I do that one, just in case that does kind of end the game. So some pieces that I wanted to do. So I was doing that. I've been playing that most of my time. Actually, not most of my time. So I've been playing that, and I'm getting close to the end. I'm about 60 hours in, and you get kind of like, do I feel like playing it? Do I don't? And so I've been trying to get some other things to play in the meanwhile. I've been trying to play Overwatch, but Overwatch 2 just needs to come out and give an overhaul for that, because that game is just not what it used to be. I put in a basketball, and I just can't play basketball anymore, so that was quickly gone. I played, what else did I play? I played Vanguard. I'm like, I don't like this version of Call of Duty. I played like one more game, and I just gave up, man. And I went and bought the show. I went and bought the show, the baseball game. Okay. So I've been playing that. So between the Cyberpunk 2077 and the show, as well, I've been spending most of my time for the past week. And I already have about 8 to 9 hours of game time into the show already since I bought it about last week, something like that.
Okay, that's it.
And FIFA every now and then. That's it. Yeah, that's what I've been gaming on.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go into mine. I haven't been gaming on much. We're gonna talk about one here in a second, but I'll bring it up now. Of course, y'all know I went out and bought that Elden Ring. And
that's right. Kicking yo.
It's been this game.
Putting paws on
y'all
you.
Y'all been asking me, so you still with it, Level? You still with it? Have you called it quits? I haven't called it quits, but I did take a break. I couldn't deal with no more just getting thrashed like that. So I had to take a break, and I've been looking at this game, and I've been telling y'all I was really interested in this game for a while, and I kind of brought it up last week. That's WWE 2K22. 2021 they took a break because 2020 was so bad. The game was so
buggy.
bad.
Yes, right. It was terrible.
They just scrapped 21 and kind of focused on this year. So when the game came out, I've been seeing the highlights and some of the footage for the game. And I'm not into watching wrestling anymore. I used to be back in the Attitude Era with Stone Cold, The Rock. The Rock was my guy, Stone Cold. There's all them people back in that day, Undertaker.
Kurt Angle,
yeah, Brock Lesnar in that
yep.
era.
Batista.
Batista was a little bit after that.
Yeah, he was a little bit after. He was with Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Mostly Attitude with D-Generation X and Goldberg and WCW. Edge and all them. So the Monday Night Wars, all that. So I was into wrestling at that time, real hard. So when I got into the games, like when NWO versus WWE, WCW versus NWO on the N64, what was the other one? WrestleMania on the N64, like all the N64 entries, No Mercy. I got all those on the N64, and then of course, that whole engine left, and then you started getting what came later, and then you had EA with Def Jam, Fight for New York, brought that I can't remember the name of the actual engine, but brought that engine back. So make a long story short, I've always enjoyed wrestling games, but I didn't like what wrestling games started to go, and how if they left that engine and tried to do a different engine, it just didn't feel the same to me. So I kind of stopped buying wrestling games. I'd probably say since the PlayStation
2?
Late 2 and the early, late PlayStation 2, early in 3, because I bought Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York. So them two was my, Def Jam Vendetta was a wrestling game, but Fight for New York, kind of blended MMA and all kind of other stuff, and it kind of became a different type of game, but it was still good. But once those games kind of left for EA, I haven't bought a game in that family since. So seeing this game, I was interested in it, and I just kept watching. And once I get to watching something for too long, I'm gonna get to the point I'm gonna buy it. So I was putting it up in our chat room, seeing what y'all response was gonna be, and y'all was even saying it looked good. You know what I'm saying? And so I went and bought it, and I think that's what I want to talk about for our first topic. So this is a combination of what you've been gaming on and our first topic. So I want y'all to kind of see this game, and I'm gonna turn the music off. Let me go ahead and mute this music real quick. Where's it at? All right, enough of that. So one thing I do like about this game is the presentation, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it yet, K-Bum, or not. If you're looking at the actual YouTube feed, the presentation is top notch, right? The models, as y'all can see, look like Brock Lesnar. That looks like Brock Lesnar, a little bit more ripped up than he actually is in real life. But the presentation is over the top. Like, dude, sometimes you could be looking at this K-Bum, and maybe I think that might be the only thing that's a problem is the mouth. Like when they show their teeth and stuff, it gets kind of wonky. But outside of that, yeah, look a little jokery, you know, like they got a little of the Joker venom or whatever that stuff is. They, you know, that make them all smile like that. But when you just look at it, K-Bum, there's times that if you just glanced at it, you would think you was watching the actual live show. That's how good it looked. You would forget that you playing the game if you just look at it and not really focus it in. Almost like 2K basketball could be at times. If you're not really paying attention and the speed of the game, you can look at 2K basketball and it almost look like you watching an actual live basketball game. The models look incredible. Like Roman Reigns look like Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar looks like Brock Lesnar. The Rock looks like The Rock. Then you got a few of them that don't really look like their actual counterpart. Like Hogan don't look like Hogan to me, especially old school Hogan. He doesn't look like Hogan. The body does, but the face they kind of messed up on the face. Andre the Giant the same way, they kind of messed up on his face. But the ones that's more recent, they look like themselves. So presentation is on point. Like, you couldn't ask for a better looking game. The game looks amazing. Right? Are you there? I don't know. You kind of quiet on me. The K-Ball, you there?
Yeah. I'm letting you describe it. I'm letting you get all your feelings and all your emotions out of this game because you are feeling yourself with this game. So I'm giving you space and time to get it all out.
Bro, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute since I've had a wrestling game that I actually thoroughly enjoy. So anyway, I'm gonna blow it up so y'all can actually see it more. The presentation is on point. So, but you know, we don't play games for the presentation. That's just part of the appeal of the game. So, of course, what you're really looking for is the gameplay, the controls. And I'm here to say, oh man, why you had to come in here? Anyway, get out of here. I don't want to see you. Let's get back to the action. I'm here to say is they got it right. They got it right. It's a different engine, but it has enough of that familiar old school way with subtle nuances that, and actually even improvements over the engine that I'm used to. Like I said, I come from the No Mercy. I come from that era, like the Def Jam Vendetta. That engine was the engine that I loved, and none of the other wrestling games can match it. To me, this game matches it, and in many capacities exceeds it. Like, the speed of the game is ridiculous. Like, It's fast. It is not clunky. Is it? They move. You feel like you really got control of the person you playing. Uh, I'm still learning how to pull off all the moves that might not be as perfected as that old engine I'm talking about, but it's similar to it. You hold the grapple, and then you push the analog stick a certain direction with an X or a square, and you got your power move and you got your weaker moves. But what I love about it is that you can run and really, like when Triple H run and do that little jump knee to the face and knock you down, like it all looks it looks realistic. It looks and plays like you see them when they actually in the ring. So that's the game is amazing to me, right? I haven't played online yet. I'm not. I haven't built up the nerve to go online just yet. I just took the gameplay up from normal to hard, so I improved the challenge because I was thrashing folks on normal. So I was like, it's too easy, so I went up to hard. Another thing I like is, as you can see, like when they get the counter system is real neat because like if they punch and if you push the same punch, like let's say they pushing square or X for punch, like you got your light punch, then you got your heavy punch with square. If you push square at the same time they push square, you counter they move, or you could just counter it with triangle at the right moment. But if you push the actual punch that they put, you do a move. You do like a more damaging counter. So it gives you so many options. Like I said, as you looking at the game, it just looks good, man, and it plays good. And I'm thoroughly impressed by my purchase. I'm happy. After getting whooped so much with Elden Ring, it feels nice to be back on the winning side of life. So at the time, I mean, like what like I know you haven't played it, but from what you see and what you think, man, like from the presentation and everything.
I think the game. I think it looks good. Right.
Yeah.
I now I did play some of the PS3 wrestling games in college. Was that PS?
Mm-hmm.
No, PS2.
Yeah, PS2, right. You
PS2.
talking about
That's right. Because
like the
college was the PS2 that was out.
you talking about
So I did play the PS2 wrestling games. My roommate at the time was a huge wrestling fan, so we had to watch the Monday Night Raws, and we had to watch the Thursday SmackDown because I mean that's what he wanted to do. So I gave him his hour, and I ended up getting into it. Um, so I played them back in the day, and I did like the Attitude Era. But this looks good. This just reminds me of how fluid the PlayStation, the PS2 games were. They were very fluid, and they look good for the time that they were made. And so I have watched some videos, and I've seen some even outside of what you've shared. I've seen some videos, and it looks good. It looks and they needed that time off. I'm happy they did, and they came back with a quality game because I mean they were getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
I know when THQ gave it up, and I forgot what I think it was 18 or something like that. Maybe before that, THQ stopped making these because they went out of business, and they gave them to 2K. 2K didn't really do much with it, and they just made it worse and worse and worse. So I'm happy they took that time off and then came back with this quality product, and it looks good. And
Yeah,
and
I think it's Aka. Some that engine. They lost.
IKEA,
Something like
IKEA.
that. They lost that engine, and they never really could match it. They don't get me wrong. They had some good versions because I played a few on the PlayStation 3. Because like I said, that was back when Monday Night Raw and WCW night. I think it was Nitro. No, not Nitro. What was the
Nitro.
Monday? Yeah, Nitro.
It's
Like,
Nitro.
yeah, that was an event when we was in college. That's you got around the TV. You was trying to see who was gonna come out, what they was gonna say. You was trying to see what The Rock was cooking. You was trying to see Stone Cold with the years. You gonna see who Goldberg was about to spear. Hogan coming out playing the guitar as Hollywood Hogan. Like that was an event every Monday night. We knew it
It
was
was fun,
fake.
fun times.
It was fun times. It's like, hey, everybody. I don't know who wasn't watching wrestling during that era. Everybody was watching. I remember being over my grandfather's house and you seeing three generations around the TV. We know this stuff is fake. We was there when we watched Goldberg beat Hogan for the championship on Monday, and we didn't think they was gonna let him win. He actually took the belt from Hogan on a free show, like broke records like that. We was all there for that. My uncles, my brothers, all different age groups running around like we really saw Mike Tyson knock somebody out. All this is fake, but we losing our head over it. So you had to be in there. Like if you only used to John Cena and all the stuff you seeing now, you don't understand what me and K-Bum talking about. I'm pretty sure some of y'all didn't understand that time, that era, that golden era, that attitude era was the era. So this feels like that, bro. This feels like a return. This feels like a return, bro. And they got it all right. The models, the pacing, the controls. There's a few things I would change, like some of the angles. Like as you watching, you see that they don't show you a lot of different angles of the ring, but I guess to make it more simple and not have as many glitches, kind of just staying in that the angle that they like. I like this part how they do that and do the cut scenes, but the backstage stuff is kind of trashy in the game when you do the backstage fighting. But overall, it's a pretty solid offering. Like anybody buy this will be satisfied with this entry. 2K did a good job on this one, man. That, like you said, that time off seemed to have paid off. So the models alone, man, just the way it looks to me is just it's just butter smooth, bro. So anyway, anything else on this before we go to the next game? I mean the next topic. Just thought I'd share that.
So I did have a question.
Yeah.
Because you said something now, and I'm interested. You were saying that some of the good characters are behind a paywall. Can you go a little bit more detailed about that?
Well, I thought that. I'm glad you brought that up. Cause Keith asked this question. I brought it up. I said the only thing about it is all the good characters are behind a paywall, but that's not true. That was absolutely false. And it's easy to. All you gotta do is play the game, and they give you the currency, enough currency, to buy characters real quick. Like I already have. Like when I started, I didn't have The Rock, I didn't have Stone Cold, I didn't have any other Undertakers but one. I didn't have Triple H, I didn't have Macho Man, I didn't have Hogan, I didn't have Andre the Giant. And K-Bum, I've only had this game for about maybe a week and a half. I got all them characters just by playing the game. And how it works is each of these superstars, now they got packages that you like. If you want the NWO, you got to go out there and buy that DLC. You can't get that, so that is behind a paywall. If you want all the NWO logos and Hollywood Hogan and Nash and Razor Ramon, that version of Razor Ramon, you got to go out and buy the NWO package. But each superstar that's not in the game that's is behind like they had 1,000 points. And how you raise the points is they score each one of your matches and give you so many points a match. So some matches I got like 600 points in one match. Like I said, the wrestlers are only 1,000 points. And I get like 600.
Got you.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I got you. I understand.
Right. So I didn't know that. So I was like, when I went in and I saw 1,000 points, like, I'm probably gonna have to wrestle 15,000 matches before I get 1,000 points. When I looked over at my thing, it's like I had 3,000 points. I only did like 4 or 5 matches, and I had 3,000 to 4,000 points. And I bought. So of course I went and bought The Rock off top. Then I got Hogan. Then I got Stone Cold. Then I went back and I got Razor Ramon because he had just passed, so I had to get Razor Ramon. They got 2 versions. I'm gonna get the other one. Then I went back. I got
Got Scott Hall and Razor Ramon.
they got Scott Hall and Razor Ramon. So
Okay.
they got the NWO, they got the WCW Razor Scott Hall, and then they got WWE's Razor Ramon. So I started getting all them characters, and I'm like, man. And I was like, I got to tell them that I got that totally wrong. You can get all these characters pretty much if I just keep playing. I had that whole roster filled. Within maybe 3 weeks, I have all them characters bought. Another thing that I haven't tried out yet is create a player.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that yet. I just been buying the actual superstars. But the next time I play, I'm going to actually make me some characters and explore that, because that was one thing I loved about No Mercy. Was I think it was either No Mercy or WrestleMania. One of the WWE versions of on the N64 let you make a character, and it was so detailed that became my joy. It was No Mercy. I used to rent No Mercy.
No Mercy.
Yeah, I used to rent No Mercy and keep it, because I used to work at Blockbuster. I rent it and just keep it because I loved the creative player so much. I just kept renting it, and I had characters on there that I just didn't want to lose, and they say this one is comparable to that version of No Mercy's when you was able to create a player. So that's my next thing to do. So anyway, y'all ain't here to hear me just talk about this, but I tell y'all, if you've been looking for that itch to be scratched with a wrestling game, and you've been looking for something quality, this latest version of 2K WWE is a must if you're a wrestling fan. If you into wrestling games, at least this is a must purchase, in my opinion. And if you got the PlayStation 5, it's just that much better because the game looks gorgeous. I can't express it no other way. It just looks beautiful. Anyway, so that's my what you've been gaming on. And first topic, what else we talking about? What else is good?
Yeah, I know we said we're going to talk about the Xbox sales and the PlayStation versus Game Pass. I know I definitely want to get into that.
Now, what is the PlayStation version called?
So it's PlayStation Essential, so our PSN or PlayStation Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you head this up. So
did you get the picture that I sent? You think you can throw that on the screen?
Let me see. You talk. I work that part out. So
okay.
All right.
So I know we're kind of late to this topic, but we did want to talk about it. We tried to talk about it a couple weeks ago.
The VG chart?
No. It should be an image of the three different
IGN, Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. I should be able to get that up. Hold up, just a sec.
So it was. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. We had it on the schedule. We ran out of time. And then we had 2 weeks off, so we're a little bit behind on this topic. But I still think we should give our 2 cents. I definitely wanted to have the conversation about it anyways, and so this is the time to do it. So it's old news now, but PlayStation finally revealed their Game Pass equivalent and what they were going to actually offer. And what they were going to do for the PSN, because they actually removed the PlayStation Now feature that was on its own, and now everything's being merged into this PlayStation Essential, Extra, and Premium version of the PSN network. All right, so what you get? So let me just go down the list and what you get. So with the Essential, it's the same PSN that you're paying for now, right? The same PlayStation Plus, that you get the 2 free games or the 3 games every month. right?
Mm-hmm.
And the online, the multiplayer, be able to play multiplayer games online. You get discounts, so it's pretty much just the same PSN that you have now. But if you want to be able to play PlayStation games, so if you want, Level got it finally got it up. But if you wanted to be able to play just like similar to Game Pass and what Game Pass has, and be able to play some of these other games, you will have to do the PlayStation Extra, right? And with the PlayStation Extra, what you're actually getting, um, what you're actually getting with PlayStation Extra, you're getting the same benefits of the regular PlayStation Network, which is, I mean, Essential, which is the two games to download, the exclusive discounts, the cloud storage, and online multiplayer. But you're also getting a catalog of up to 400 playable PS4, PS5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting some of the hits from the PlayStation Studios, and then third party games. I believe um, the Miles Morales Spider Man, I think, is going to be one of the early games on there from the PlayStation Studios.
Okay.
Right, and so that's just a little bit more than what you've been paying monthly. It's around $14 monthly, which is the same price, I believe, as the 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 Xbox version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an extra step, which is this premium, right? This is them pulling out the big guns, right? Where you get everything you could in the other previous ones, but they also add a catalog of an extra 340 games. So that's now up to 700 games that you can play with the premium. And out of those that new 340 games, you have PS3 games that you can play. Those are going to be in the with the PlayStation Now set up, so it's going to be streaming. And then there's going to be PlayStation 2, OG PlayStation and PSP games there to play as well. And some of those will be available for streaming as well. And tied to this one is also the time limited game trials, so that you will have that ability to try some games before they either launch or when they launch. Similar to if anyone had EA Access. EA Access had that same setup where you had 10 hours to play their new titles even before they launched. And,
Okay.
and that's actually, people don't know, I actually bought an Xbox. Which version was that? The PlayStation 4 Xboxes. What were they called? Xbox One X.
Yeah, the Xbox
Xbox
One
One.
X. Yeah.
So Xbox. So I actually bought an Xbox One because of the fact that the EA Access was only on the Xbox, and I wanted to play get the EA Sports games early, so I actually bought off of somebody that Xbox to do that. Right, so I'm definitely in on the catalog streaming type of game. So and that's the reason why I've got an Xbox, because of that. So that's a mouthful. That's a lot of stuff, right? And so the comparisons are there, right? And so even with the comparison chart that you have up there, we're seeing that they line up pretty well, but there's some things that don't, right? So my initial thought was it's not good enough, right? I initially I thought it
Why did you
doesn't.
initially think that, if you don't
I
mind?
Because I didn't think it was good because of the pricing. I thought it was way more than the Xbox version.
I got you.
Initially, I thought that, but then when I got to the details, I saw that it actually the second tier is actually the same price.
Mm-hmm.
And once I found that, I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. But I still think, well, initially that's what I thought. So that was my feel about it. And then giving them some more thought, some more time. I still have I still want to give the edge to Xbox, right? Uh, I'm going to say that the reason why. I'm going to let you talk about it real quick, level, and then I'll kind of give my reason why I still kind of give that edge to
I'm
Xbox.
still processing it. So go ahead, cause I'm learning as I listen, because I have not experienced Game Pass, and you and Keith have. Like
So,
I'm over here looking at the Nintendo side, like, well that's anyway. So let me stop.
so
So
what was even going there?
yeah, ain't no
Um,
point. So go ahead.
so So let me tackle first one of the biggest issues people have with the PlayStation version. The biggest issue people have with the PlayStation
Do you
version.
need me to keep this up still?
I mean, you don't have to.
Okay.
The biggest issue people have with the PlayStation version is that PlayStation Studios first party games are not going to launch directly to their version of their Game Pass.
Okay.
What
Explain
you
that.
have with Xbox Game Pass, you have a guarantee that Xbox Studio games are going to launch when those exclusive launch. They're going to be available for Game Pass.
So
So
day
instead
and
of
date.
it's a true Netflix type of setup
Yeah.
where
It's
you can
day
pay
and
monthly.
date.
Yep. You
Okay.
can pay monthly and be able to get those exclusives on your premium. And you actually, if you're an Xbox fan, you really don't need to buy games except for some of the third party games that don't make it to the Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And you can live off the first parties that's delivered directly to Game Pass. And that is one of the biggest gripes people have with Sony's version.
Okay.
Me personally, and again, I'm talking about myself. Me personally, that was not a deciding factor for me if I want to get this or not. Uh, my deciding factor for Game Pass is the quality of games that's on there. Not necessarily that it had to be Sony's first party games on there, or you don't get a buy from me. I never came to that rationale. I didn't before they announced it, and even after they announced it, I don't have that rationale that their first parties have to be on here. Otherwise, I'm not buying it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about quality, right? It's about getting quality of games for a particular price. And if I think the Game Pass will do that, the Sony's version, then I'll pay it. The same way I pay for EA's version, right? Um, and so it was funny. Another thing people pointed out, it was funny that even the game I'm playing right now, the show, it is it is on the Game Pass, and it will not be on Sony. It's on Xbox's Game Pass, but it will not be on Sony's Game Pass.
Okay.
So the day it dropped, because remember the show is a Sony made game. It's made by Santa Monica. That's not Santa Monica. That's Santa Monica. Yeah, that's Santa Monica. There's Santa Monica. So it is a PlayStation exclusive, but now it's on every console. But it's made by Sony's first party studio, right? And the fact that it is on the Game Pass for Xbox, but it won't be on the Game Pass for Sony was quite funny to a lot of people and ironic,
Right.
right? Um, so yeah, but that's kind of the feel for it. But the reason why I still give Xbox the nod at this point is that I think they're giving you more quality for the price. You're getting a better bang for your buck.
Okay.
Maybe Sony's first parties would have swung the pendulum, right? If Sony first parties were on there as well. But at this point, I still think Xbox is superior, and they have the better version of Game Pass. And you're probably going to see that with the numbers because I don't think Sony is going to push Game Pass as their Game Pass as hard as Xbox will, because Xbox is looking at being more than just a console. It's
Yeah,
looking
they
at being a platform.
so they being way more. They'll probably be way more aggressive. So you saying Sony ain't will? Well, let me rephrase that. So you saying Sony will not put their new exclusive, like let's say Ratchet and Clank was coming out next week on Game Pass. Ratchet and Clank would be a first party if it was on Xbox. Ratchet Clank would be a first party exclusive for Xbox, and it will release on Game Pass day and date with the physical release in the stores and whatever else and in a stores. So if you own Game Pass, you be able to play that game the exact same time those who are going out to purchase it will be able to play it, right?
That is correct.
So Sony is not taking that approach.
That is correct.
Then Sony already messed up. You, the reason I say is you can't let Microsoft set a standard and you come in trying to charge the exact same price as Microsoft and you don't follow the standard. You see, it's like that's like Microsoft offering you online with their and with Sony, they charge you the same, but they don't offer you online. You got to pay for online separate. Like to me, yeah, I think you're right to give Microsoft the edge, even though Sony might have the first party titles, but Microsoft also has, Bethesda and all the other stuff they unbought that make their platform, their Game Pass offering that much more enticing. Whereas with Sony, it will be if you love playing all their first party offerings and you want to go back and play that old school Nathan Drake. I said Nathan and Drake. Nathan Drake, the original Uncharted with Nathan Drake, or the Uncharted 2, which I would love to go back and I would love to see Uncharted 2 remastered with like Uncharted 4 and 5 graphics. But anyway, that's getting off subject. Or you want to go back to that God of War on the PlayStation 3 or some of them games. That's cool if you there for that. That's enticing, but if you ain't, I think the draw is almost like with your how you use GameFly. I think the draw with Game Pass is this is a way to not have to go purchase this stuff. I can pay for this monthly, and all the games I want to play first party from Microsoft is available to me on day and date with the release. So to me, you shooting yourself in the foot because I think that's the only real, I ain't gonna say it's the only real entice, but that's to me a major draw that makes Game Pass fly. Like you get that plus all these other games you can play. So having experienced Game Pass, I would think that would be my draw is the day and date titles, so I don't have to go buy that stuff. Just like we was enjoying HBO Max because we got we couldn't go to the theater, so it was dropping day and date with the theatrical release. You got to watch it right there in your living room. That's what made me get HBO Max. If they didn't have that, I wouldn't have HBO Max. So I don't know if Sony making the right move by not matching Microsoft all the way across the board. I think they need to match them the whole way to make it, but they know they're gonna lose money.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, but here's devil's advocate, right? And the Sony guy being a devil advocate in support of Sony. Go figure. The quality of Sony exclusives stand head and shoulders over a lot of the Xbox exclusives.
True. I agree. But
and so that's like saying, you should give me the same features for free when I buy my BMW. I should get the same features free that I got when I bought my Kia.
Okay, but there is a wait a minute. That's a good analogy. That is a very good analogy. But a Kia got some cars that can match BMW.
They got some nice cars now. Yeah, they do.
Now let me say this though.
It ain't a BMW, but they got some nice cars. I've seen
cars
them.
that
They got some nice ones.
They don't have the name as a BMW. No, they ain't a BMW at all. So you're right, absolutely right. I will say this though. While your statement is very true that Microsoft first party offering, if for the most part, there is a few titles that I would say would give a Sony first party title some run for their money, like the Gears of
Right.
Wars, the Forzas, Fable when it comes. What else? It ain't much. We clear it ain't much there. But the drawback, I think, to what you saying is a lot of Sony's first party follows the same aesthetic across many different titles. While it is top notch, you kind of getting that it scratch. If you play Uncharted 4 or 5, I think it was. I don't know which one was on the PlayStation 4. Was it 4? Yeah, 4. If you play Uncharted
Yeah.
4, you might not want to follow that up with The Last of Us because it's gonna be similar, even though the setting and the
I mean, it's the same people made it, but
right.
yeah.
Are Horizon Zero Dawn? You ain't gonna want to follow because all of them follow that over the shoulder, real movie cinematic feel. So that might be a hurt too because I do believe Microsoft got more variety with their first party, even though it might not match. You got the Halo, you got the Gears, you got the Forza, and they all scratching very different itches, even though they not nowhere near Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted, The Last of Us, Horizon. But all them games minus Ratchet and Clank kind of follow the same feel, if that makes sense.
I understand what you're getting
So
at.
that's just me being the devil's advocate. but yeah, you make a good point though. Yeah, your point is very valid. Hey, absolutely valid. I don't know. I mean, for me, game neither one of them appeal to me right now because I really don't like going back to play older games. So the older game part don't appeal. Only.
I mean, there are PlayStation 5 games on there,
Wait a
right?
minute. Let me explain why it don't appeal to me.
Okay.
Because a lot of the games that I would want to play ain't made by neither Microsoft nor Sony that was on them platforms. So like is a Mark of Key, as a Mask of Key or Mark of Key? That was
Mark of Key, I believe.
Mark of Key. Like they would put that on there. I would go back and play that. I would go back and play something like if they Def Jam Vendetta or Def Jam Fight for New York. If them EA games, them ain't gonna probably will never show up there. I'll go back and if those games were showing up, I would go back. I would get Game Pass or whatever Sony's is called. What is it called? Sony's is called what?
It's the Essential, Extra, Premium.
Essential. Yeah, Essential, Extra, Premium. The tiers. I would probably get Extra or Premium. But
Extra is yeah, it's right. You're right. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd probably get Extra or Premium because I'm pretty sure Essential ain't gonna scratch my itch. So Extra will probably be give you some of so basically Premium is Game Pass Ultimate for the Game Pass. So I would probably get Extra for $14.99 a month, right? And that's what Nintendo, I think, to bring Nintendo into this, since I'm looking at it. Nintendo does have a lot of titles I would go back and play, even though they online is what reason I won't buy because they online is just trash and they won't let you talk to nobody. So that's why I ain't giving them my $20. But they do have the games that I will go back and actually play. Sony, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Sony first party. Once I play them, I'm done with Sony. I don't need to relive that story. It's like a movie that I watch. I don't need to watch that movie again. I watched it. And Microsoft similar too. Like once I play Gears of War, I don't need to go back and play it again. I'm good. I've seen it. I think maybe the only game that I ever went back and played through a second time was Uncharted 2 because that game was just so good to me, and it was a first to really nail all those different aspects: cinema, movie, cinema, storytelling, actual interacting gameplay where you controlling the character and it's all and dialogue and all that being controlled all at the same time. I missed so much stuff the first time through on Uncharted 2 that I went back and played it again just to see the stuff I didn't see the first time. But I've never
Right.
did that. I never did that again with any other of Sony's first party titles. So I don't think Sony would appeal to me at all. Even though you're right, they do make the better titles.
Yep.
Game Pass somewhat appealing because they have bought all them studios, but I don't play Bethesda games. Even though they got a few there that I would consider, it's just that day and date is appealing, man. That day and date, I think Sony can't compete with that. If you ain't matching that, I think you. I mean, Sony people gonna buy it, but that day and date is what make that Game Pass appealing. If I don't got a
Yeah,
chance, yeah.
yeah, but my whole thing, and again, I think it's the I still think Xbox is the best option. But if I'm getting day to day Sea of Thieves,
Yeah,
okay,
but I heard Sea of Thieves have gotten better though. That's what I heard.
yes,
Sea of Thieves
yes,
is actually
yes,
good now.
it has gotten better. Yes, it has gotten better.
I'm
I'm not
trying.
looking. That still is because I went through the Xbox Game Pass, and marked all the games I wanted to play, and that is so far down on the list.
Okay.
I still have all the Forzas and stuff like that I would rather play. If I can play, I mean, playing Halo, well, Halo's free anyway, but be able to play any Halos I'll do that over any Sea of Thieves game, right? So
Mm-hmm.
again, they have the better option because of the day and date, and they do backwards compatibility the best, which is I'm talking about Xbox. But if I'm getting excited for a day and date Sea of Thieves, oh, okay.
You're right. I
I don't
agree.
think that
I
gets
ain't
me
knocking
too
that.
excited.
There's nothing about that I can disagree with at all. Sea of Thieves does not excite at all. So now if I was getting the day and date Ratchet, a day and date Horizon, oh yeah, I would get Game Pass. I mean, I would get Essential and Extra or Premium day one because that'll save me having to go buy this stuff. Like
Right.
I'm so
Exactly.
right. So it'll be worth it. It'll be absolutely worth it. But uh, yeah, hey, I can't argue with you. I really can't. If Sony made them games day and date, yes, I would have extra premium. I would definitely have extra. Premium will have to be a serious negotiation with the wife, but I definitely have extra.
But the thing is, they may have them as trials,
Mm-hmm.
like how EA does it, right? The EA you don't get their launch titles, right? Their games when you have the EA access, but you were given the opportunity to spend 10 hours playing their game
No, that ain't working.
before it came
That's
out.
not working for me. No, that's just a
I,
demo.
I bought EA access for that. Like my fault. I bought an Xbox to play EA access for that reason.
But the standard has been changed. Microsoft changed the standard. I feel you back in the day that would have worked, but Microsoft has took us to greener pastures. We can't. No, I won't day and date. I'm not knocking nothing you saying. I'm just saying before Microsoft gave us Netflix in video game form, then Sony can't come behind that and not match that. Like
I got you.
I want GameFly with backwards compatible games and internet. That's what Game Pass is. Game Pass is GameFly with internet and backwards compatibility. You getting the game that you want, the new game. You ain't got to go out and buy the new game. You can play the new game like everybody else, you don't own it, but as long as you pay this subscription, it's yours. Do you know how
Right.
much I could possibly justify that? Rather than
True.
going out spending and sneaking, I hope my wife ain't listening. Sneaking and buying these games and having to pick and choose because these games $69 now. I got to pick and choose what I'm gonna get on the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah.
If I could just, hey babe, this is lucrative for $14.99 a month. We could pay this off. I could just drop $99 a year, and I can basically download any game I want, day and date, first party.
Yeah.
That's sold. That's sold automatically, cause I'm literally saving. Probably I buy at least 5 to 6 games a year most of the time. I'm spending anywhere between 59 now 69 a pop. That's 6 games. That's almost two. That's dang near triple what I would be paying for this in a year, and I get to experience all them games at my own pace.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be an absolute sale for me. But not having that day and date, then that's a no go for me. Cause I want to play day and date. I'm learning that when you come back to these games and everybody on moved on, it don't feel the same. Not all of them. Sometimes it do, but sometimes when you playing the game and everybody played that game 2 years ago, and you just now playing it, it don't have the same.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
Yeah, it don't feel the same when you can go online and see everybody else talking about the exact same experience you having. Then you go in there and they own a whole other game you can't play yet. Yeah, like so. I think Sony needs to reconsider that. But like you said, they're gonna lose a lot of money because they first party is they sell, and Microsoft is is leveraging everything to move they platform to just sell their whole ecosystem. That's what they do.
Right. The thing is, Microsoft is I'm trying to find another good analogy, but Microsoft is giving away for free. Like it's like here's a good one. All right, perfect. Qdoba has guacamole for free.
Okay.
You don't have to pay with guap, but everybody still goes to Chipotle,
Right.
where you got to pay $2 for guap
Right. Right.
because
It's
because
better.
it's still better,
Right. It's better.
right? Even if you got to pay the $2 extra for the guac, it's still better. It's a better tasting food that you're going to get with Qdoba. Is going to give you that guacamole for free.
Right.
And I know it's the best analogy I can make at the moment, but that's kind of what they're doing. That's their trump card over PlayStation because they don't have the quality of first party games, and so if they can give that guacamole for free, maybe they can win some people to eat their food that's not as good.
Here's another analogy, and when I say this, people, we not dumping on Microsoft. We already
Oh no,
conceded.
I've already said it's the best one.
Microsoft is better. Offering is better. And
Yes,
I
always.
believe
Yes.
their first party offering is going to improve. We waiting for them to really give us why we need to own the Xbox Series X
Yep.
beyond Game Pass. But I think this is
Yes.
another analogy going off what you said. You could pay to go into CC's Pizza and eat all the pizza you want, right?
Yes, we can.
But you still most people still gonna choose Domino's, Pizza Hut, or something like that. Why? Because the pizza is better. Even
Yep.
though you don't get that entry fee to eat all you want. You when you eat it, you're gonna enjoy what you're eating a lot more than you would what you're getting at
Yep.
CC's Pizza. So
Yep.
your analogy is spot on. But again, it's only a matter of time before I even think Microsoft is going to have to reconsider. They know they don't have the titles. That's why they doing it. That's why they give you
Exactly.
free guap. They know they don't have the titles, so it don't matter because they ain't losing it, and then they can eat it. They Microsoft, we can eat whatever we lose, and we can eat it anyway until we get the titles that's gonna turn the heads and then make us reconsider giving you these day and date. We gonna give it to you because we don't have much to give you anyway. So we ain't losing nothing by letting you do it. Forza, you still gonna get a whole bunch of people that's gonna buy Forza in the millions, plus the people that's gonna buy the Game Pass. Then you got nuts out there that go buy it and download it for free on Game Pass and go buy the game just so Microsoft could win. I don't get that logic, but you got people out there just that dumb. But anyway, uh, eventually even Microsoft ain't gonna be able to offer day and date. It ain't gonna be lucrative. But that's down the road, and they just
That's
this is
how.
just holding them over until those titles show up. Once them titles show up, I guarantee they won't be having day and date on the release. They come out with some explanation of why they can't no longer continue to do it. That we decided that we will not release this one day and date. It'll come at a later, just like they did on HBO Max. It got to a certain point, it didn't make money sense, and they started releasing it at a later date.
Yep, like
Disney,
the Batman. Yep,
right?
yep.
Batman, yeah. And now look at Disney. We still ain't got Spider. Well, we probably won't get Spider Man
Yeah, and that's
because of Sony. Sony messing that up. So that actually ain't Disney fault. But
we got
anyway,
Eternals.
anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that at all.
Slap yourself!
They gotta slap yourself. But anyway, at least Nintendo got
But we got Smash Bros.
they got
though.
Smash Bros. But I don't know what else they got. So anyway, let's go to this last topic.
All
You brought it up, the sales, and we can hit this real quick because we can get on out of here. So Microsoft is with the Xbox Series S and X is matching the Xbox 360. So I'm gonna look it up in sales, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, take it over.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Outpacing.
Yeah, it's outpacing. So what's going on actually is uh, VG Charts posted a tweet of showing that the Xbox Series X and
Did
Series S
you sent me
is
that,
actually. You said what?
you sent me that, didn't you?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, I just
It's actually outpacing the 360, which was Microsoft's fastest selling console, which is outpacing it by I believe 4 million units. Right. So I believe right now they're at Xbox Series X and S is about at 13 mil, and I believe the 360 at the same time frame was about 9. So it's outpacing it by around $4 million. I mean, sorry, 4 million units. So I kind of wanted to get your opinion about that level and what you think about that and how you feel about seeing it being outpacing at that
that
ratio.
to me it's good. I mean, anything that shows that gaming is still a thriving commodity, man, is good for all gamers. I like I said, I've long gotten past the whole my system of preference has to outsell your system of preference. That I've so matured past that whole console war, that level of console wars. Now on here we play games with one another because I'm the Nintendo guy, you the Sony guy. We joke with one another, but we want all of these companies to succeed. So to see Microsoft actually doing as well as they doing under the circumstances and outpacing the 360 is very good. I'm happy for them because I don't want Microsoft to go nowhere. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want these three companies to stick around. I don't want them to go anywhere. I want to see Microsoft succeed. I want to see Sony succeed. I want to see Nintendo succeed. I want to get everything they have to offer. And I'm partial to them three companies. Like you saw how I was with Stadia. Why you coming over here? Stay on over there, Google. We don't need y'all over here. So no, this is good to me. I don't see nothing to get mad or hate on. Why hate on a company doing good? What's a company can do good and your company can still be good. I don't nothing. I think it's good. I mean, actually, I wish they was doing even better. Be honest with you.
Yep.
You know, now they need to get some first party titles that's compelling. That may make me go out here and get this box, but I'm glad that somebody. I actually had the opportunity to get a Series X. Best Buy had a few systems in, but there's literally, and see, this me. I don't need to do this. Let's just stay with where we was. I'm happy for for Microsoft. What's your thoughts? Y'all don't want to throw no shade, no unnecessary shade. That ain't, we talking about sales. We're not talking about what's gonna make level. What's gonna make me buy one. What's gonna make me
Right.
buy one is time, because right now, I get shot in my face if I went out and talked about if I brought another system in here. But go ahead.
Well, I, I'm I am happy for these numbers. Let's say that. I think I agree with you that I want them to continue. I don't want them to go anywhere. I think they're a good competition. They're a good change of pace from Sony, uh, and so I'm happy that they're here, and I hope they stay. But I will say I am surprised by these numbers.
And that's what I'm shocked. Why? Why? Because we've been hearing, and when I first heard it, I was surprised back in the day when they were saying both Microsoft and Sony, because we've been knowing it's supposed to have been outpacing. But I guess this is solid numbers. Microsoft released some solid numbers to prove, or VisiChart released some solid numbers to prove that both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, our series, is outpacing their number one selling. Because I think even PlayStation 5 is supposed to be outpacing
Yes,
the two, right?
yes.
Okay.
The two,
No, the four, because the
I
four
think,
outpaced the two, right?
yeah. I think this is the fastest selling console for
Okay.
Sony and Microsoft.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe it is outpacing.
Right. So and the Switch is outpacing the Wii. So what this says is what this says for me is one, COVID-19 benefited the gaming market. Like COVID-19 has been a blessing to, it's been a few things COVID-19 been a blessing to. Churches, because because well, not all churches, but smart churches
Smart churches.
jumped online and didn't fight it, it's benefited because they hit a whole market that they typically wouldn't have reached had they stayed in within the four walls. And I think
Exactly.
COVID caused people to have to sit in the house and be around their family almost 24 hours a day. You needed something to keep you from killing the next person close to you. So there's a lot of switches and Xboxes and PlayStations to keep you distracted and keep you what's the word? Uh, not losing your head in your house, to keep you sane. That's what I was looking for. Keep you sane. So I think COVID. This is really, these are COVID numbers. That's what it is. This is COVID. These, you seeing COVID in play.
Got you. Yeah, I would actually I would agree with you. I think COVID had an impact on the game, and I think it had a positive impact on gaming. Uh, and I do think COVID is producing these numbers, and I think gaming was growing in general, but I
Mm-hmm.
think this kind of put it over the top. And I'm surprised. I don't know. We did see reports of Microsoft selling well, but I just didn't think it was selling this well, especially with the shortages with the Xbox Series X, and the S being less powered, but being properly priced for what it was trying to do.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely
Um,
perfectly priced
yep.
because it's cheaper than the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's a great price.
it's great. It's a great price and a great entry. Like it is giving you all the like. To be honest with you, only reason I didn't get the Xbox Series S is pride, because I knew it was another one out there better. Because I was almost tempted. 1440p ain't bad, people.
It's not. It's not.
1440p, 60 frames per second is not bad.
It's
That's
not.
not bad at all. You won't notice. Well, you would notice. Only thing you're gonna notice a difference in is probably speed, and if it ain't 60, if they can't run it at 60 frames per second, that's really gonna let you know that you're not playing the more powerful system. But it was the fear of having to sacrifice 60 FPS in many cases is what made me opt out of getting and my pride as a gamer. If I'm gonna I want the more powerful one. Now I know I didn't get the Pro and the Xbox One X because they wasn't offered at the exact same time as the One. Like if they offered the X at the exact same time as the One, I would have had the X. If they offered the Pro at the exact same time they offered the PlayStation 4, I would have had the Pro. That's just me. If they had a Switch and then a Pro Switch, I'm going to have the Pro Switch. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the better one. But I was tempted. I was so tempted to get the S. My pride and my ego. Nah, if you're going to get it, you got to get the X1, Series X. You can't get the X. I want that black box with that green light. That's what I want, so I ain't get it. That's the only reason I didn't get an S. I would have had one. Still tempted. 250? 250? Absolutely tempted. Man.
Right.
They almost got old leveled on that price. They almost made me go and put it in the cart. Best Buy have it ready for me. I didn't pull the trigger. So, yeah, Nintendo better hurry up. They better hurry up. I might pull the trigger on something. But it ain't the Xbox right now. They ain't got no games I want to play. So, anyway. Anything else? I don't have no problems with it. I was in
the same spot, man. I almost pulled that trigger, too. And then I was like, but it's 1440p. That's a better system. Should I wait for that? Yep.
Real, right. And that's exactly what it came down to. It's like down the road, when the games I want to play come, I'm going to want that beast. And I want to see everything that beast can do. So I'm just going to wait until they make me buy the beast. Till then, I just can't justify. Now, for my daughter, actually, I might consider getting that for old Ken, but she want a Switch. She want my Switch. So that's why I want Nintendo to hurry up and go ahead and do what they're going to do so I can give her this Switch in the front so she can have her own. She didn't like the Wii U. She quick to be like, no, Dad. So she didn't want the Wii U. She wanted the Switch. So hurry up, Nintendo, so I can get this girl this Switch. So I ain't got it because I don't want her breaking it. And when I get my new one, she can do whatever she want to do to it. So anyway, any other conversation? Are we finished? Are we done?
I think we're good, man. I think we touched on everything I wanted to touch on today, so that makes me happy. We touched on pretty much everything I wanted to discuss, and then we had a good enough discussion about the Game Pass and everything like that. Because that's been sitting on my chest for a while. I wanted to get it off, so it's that's good.
Okay. All right. Well, we thank y'all for tuning in on tonight. This was the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Your boy Leveled is tired. Gonna go up here and hopefully lay in my wife's arms and feel the warmth. It feels so good to have a missus.
She ain't listening. Calm down.
No, she not. She been hating on me lately. I'm hoping I can get some love tonight because she been mad at me. I've been in the dog house. I'm gonna see if I can come in the house tonight. So. Well, let me rephrase it. That didn't sound too good. I'm gonna see if I can snuggle up a little bit.
Picked it up. I didn't even sound
right. Yeah, I had to get all that. It ain't sound right. Anyway, I ain't gotta say pause though. I ain't gotta say no pause. Even though
you don't gotta say pause. It's all
even though I might, dogs do have pause. I ain't gotta say pause. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm finna go up here and eat and talk with them, my mom, and call it a night. I was gonna watch that Batman. But that's 3 hours, so I had to catch that when I got some
3 hours, 30.
Yeah, but I already seen it. I want to watch it again just for kicks.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I hope that y'all enjoyed. We had a few people show up, but nobody said anything, but that's all good. Make sure you check this out later. Watch the whole thing. But we'll be back same time, same place next week. All in your ear with that good gaming discussion. Until then, shouts out to Keith Norris in his absence. But till then, K-Bomb, Leveled Head, signing off. What you got to say, K-Bomb? What, deuces? Peace?
Deuces, man.
We got to say this.
But we got Smash Bros.
We got Smash Bros. So let's go.
For sure, man.